you have to go the higher time frames to look at all this stuff. Um, but you've got this area here is where we need to break. We did scoot up to 3,500 up on this wick here back in April. But you can clearly see when we go these higher time frames, guys, this is what I'm really looking at. Now on the daily, we don't get pivot points. So, the pivot points are not there on the daily. They're not calculated. So you have to kind of make them up yourself. But that's our level up there. And then our other level, is going to be, this is fairly clear here. So that's kind of where we look at, you can see along here, it's like drawing trend lines is we want to see where we get to and where we are rejecting from. And so you can see here, clear area here, clear area here, clear area here, and the same here. So that would be, my upper band, and then this lower band. We got several we could kind of pick out. Um, there's another, actually a big one right there. In fact, I won't even put a line there. I'll put another. You can see this one here very, very clearly. Look at all the touch points on that one, guys. See, wick to here, 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 here. That one wick down to here, wick, wick there. Another one there, another one there, another one there. All in here is all around it. And then here we touched it. Here we touched it before breaking through here, going up, touch this level. Don't forget this is a daily, so that stayed there all day. Then wicked up to this level, then came back down to this level. So see how those levels work? So that's how we look at these things. And you can go even higher. When you're looking at the, real long-term stuff, you really need to be looking, real long-term. Gold, right now we don't need to look longer than a day. Why? Because we're at such all-time highs. There's nothing else to look at. So, I mean, that's the weekly. There's nothing there that we can't see on the daily. So, when we go back to the daily, that's what I look at. And then obviously I'm looking at banking levels. We're on a banking level here. We're in the middle of one here, and the next one will be up here. So, if we're starting to go up to 3,700, don't forget we got to get through this banking level here. You got to get through this banking level here. And there's our target. Now, is it a coincidence that there's a banking level at 3,700? I don't think so. So that's how we look at it, Emma. And then what I would do is, when I'm talking to people, you got to be a little bit careful when you're looking at this because you can't say, I'm going to 3,700.
Hmm.
Um, because that's not how it's going to go. We don't know how it's going to go, but right now we're here. We could go like this. See what I mean?
Yeah.
See what I mean? That's kind of, that's more likely. how it's going to go. So you can't say to people, we're going to 3,700 without qualifying it. So yes, do I think it's going to go to 3,700? Yes. Is it going to go straight there? Absolutely not. Is it going to hit these levels 2 or 3 times? Absolutely. This one has already hit 4 times though, guys. So this might not do that. Okay, because we got 4 hits here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, 5 hits. If you, oh no, that's the super sniper arrow. Sorry, 4 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the likelihood of this breaking through that on the next, let's get rid of that, on the next run up is much higher. So, the likelihood is probably going to be more like this. See how that goes?
Mhm.
But we don't know. So that's why I always say trade what you see and trade safe. Trade what you see, because when I say, if I start off saying my overall target is 3,700, does that mean I'm going to place an order here and just wait for it to hit? No, because, I might place an order here, but when it gets to this level here, I might place an order here. When it gets to this level here, I've got what have I got? FOB. I got my finger
Finger
on the
on
button
button.
because I don't know whether it's going to break through. If it breaks through here, then I got finger on button here. And then I know, because this is the first time we've touched this, there's a much higher probability we're going to reject off it. So my finger on button here, if it stops or hesitates or get my other signals here, don't forget I'm on the daily. So, I mean, bear in mind, we're talking on the daily. We're not talking scalping or the 15 or the 30 or the hour or anything. This is just by way of example. We're going to be looking very intently at all the other things that the chart's telling us when we hit this level. And the chances are that it's not going to break it the first time and it's going to come down. Will it come down 50%, full way? Who knows? Then it might take another run up at it. When it hits here, I'm going to do the same.